Good morning, everybody. I'm just getting a few things set up here. Reptar's having some technical difficulties this morning. He may or may not be able to join us, but let me get the YouTube channel up here on my phone so I can see if you're talking to me. It says upcoming, and yeah, this video is unavailable. We're going to have to figure out why that delays as long as it does, or how long. So let's see. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. It says we're live. Awesome. Ta-da. Isn't technology great? Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here with us on Wake Up Web 3. Like I said earlier, just a few seconds ago, Reptar is having some technical difficulties. He may or may not be able to join us this morning, and that's okay. So, happy Tuesday. Hope you had a great weekend. We'll talk a little bit today about what is going on with, I guess, the Trump Foundation well, I guess Eric Trump is super bullish on ETH and all things crypto and alts. So we'll talk about that a little bit, talk about the CPI data that just came in, we'll talk about the possibility of Fed rate cuts, and whatever other nonsense you guys bring up in the chat. Hey, Mr. Gray's here. Good morning. How are you? Did you have a good weekend, Mr. Gray? Let me put this up here so I can read it without having to look down so much. I promise you, one of these days, see where that computer monitor is right there? I'm going to set up my stuff right there on that wall, and we'll be facing back this way, and you can see what's way over there behind me. It's really just the rest of the basement. So I'm not going to move up to the office because this is the basement floor. My family sleeps on so we got basement, we got main floor, we've got second floor where the bedrooms are. So since my family sleeps up there and I get kind of loud when I talk, we're going to keep the streaming in the basement, and that way they don't have to hear me hollering and screaming on game nights when they're trying to go to sleep. So let me pull up, as we normally do, the crypto bubbles here. See, look at that, crypto bubbles. Ta-da! And yes, I have to do that anyway, and I wish I got to figure out how to turn that off. So yesterday and today, over the last 24 hours or so, this is what we're looking at. A little bit of up, a little bit of down. The weekend was a mixed match. Yes, Mr. Gray is correct. Weekends are never long enough. I feel that, especially now that school has started back. With the kids, they're busy Monday through Friday. We get a few hours with them on the weekends. What'd you do this weekend, Mr. Gray? I spent Saturday bush hogging on my parents' farm. Although I will say I'm proud my son. One of the beautiful things about having parents with a farm or having a farm is that your kids get to drive all over the farm whenever they want. So my son's just a teenager. He'll be getting his license, well, his permit here in a year or two, and but he's already been driving around the farm in the little Bobcat, the side by side, and for the first time he drove a tractor. So that's a big deal. Those old two-stage clutch tractors, it's a whole lot different than just, driving around in a side by side. But anyway, you all don't care about that. You're here for crypto. So, after Eric Trump makes his big announcement the other day on how he's bullish on ETH and buy the dips, and he's been talking about ETH for a while, but let me find ETH here. What did it do? ETH broke 4,000 last week for the first time in years. I believe the all-time high for ETH is about 4,800. So we are approaching all-time highs for ETH. Nice, Mr. Gray. 20-year high school reunion. Did you go? Yeah. Said you? Yeah. I haven't gone to any of my high school reunions. Anybody else? Do you guys do high school reunions? Part of it is that's like 5 hours from here, and part of it is I really only keep in touch with 5 or 6 people from high school. So, all right, it must be either really small up or really small down. The size of the bubble tells you how big. Obviously, 10.5% is a large down, 7.4% is a large up. So I'm just going to have to do this. There's ICP. That's random. All right, let's see. ETH, number 2. Did you know at one time XRP was the number 2 token in crypto by market cap. So here you go. ETH is currently sitting at 43.95, so almost 4,400. Just a little ways to go to all-time highs, which is great. I think once Ethereum goes through all-time highs, we'll see a lot of stuff going on, and so does Eric Trump, who is the executive vice president of the Trump Foundation, which is a private corporation, has nothing to do with the actual political portion of the president. That's, well, some people say it does, and insider trading, and we can talk about that at some point as well. What else is doing well? Arrow's still up. I know Ice is a big Arrow fan. By the way, Ice, congratulations again on your Other Side deed. I did get that sent to you, and Jibs and Muna, I got your Kodamara sent to you as well, so congratulations. And those have both gone up in value since you guys won them, because the cost of ETH has gone up in value. And I just apparently can't read because ETH is right here. Ta-da! So it's up 5% for the day. What's it done for the week? 20% for the week, guys. That's ETH is up big. Arrow, huge mover last week. Alluvium was also a huge mover over the past week, up almost. It's down a little bit from what it did the end of last week, but it was up over 100%. It doubled in value. So good stuff, as we always say. Let's see what's done in the last hour. Everything is up in the last hour, and why? Because CPI data came in at 2.7%. Let me go to that. CPI data. CPI data came at 2.7%. They were expecting 2.8%. That's the consumer price index. So the finagled numbers that they play games with say that consumer price index is inflation. Inflation is up 2.7% instead of 2.8%, which is what they expected. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. But as this particular person on X says, rate cuts are coming. Typically, that CPI data is something that they do look at for determining when they're going to cut rates. And who cares if they cut rates? Well, if they cut rates, that's the prime lending rate. That means people can borrow money, and by people I mean the richest people and institutions in the world, can borrow money at a lower rate, which means it costs them less to borrow money. And so they are more likely to invest in riskier things like, venture capitalist stocks, or in our case, what we care about, more risky cryptos. So, and as we couple that with the idea of the Genius Act and stablecoins, and also the Clarity Act, which is with the Senate right now, and the anti-CBC bill. So as things move forward, it's just clearing the way for the big boys to get in and start spending a lot of money. And as the big boys spend a lot of money, that increases demand. And in the case of limited supply cryptos, supply demand, Econ 101, so you guys are good with that. Let's see. So yeah, that's there is, what did I have? The odds, the probability of a Federal Reserve cut in September. As if you guys follow the space, you guys know that Trump and Jerome Powell, or whatever, Jerome Powell is an appointed. He's in an appointed position, but he can't be fired. And ironically enough, Trump appointed him in his first term. More than nice, we were just talking about you, and yeah, and Arrow, yay! But yeah, so ironically, Trump appointed Jerome Powell during his first term to head the Fed, and the Fed chair is an appointed position for I don't know, 10 years or something, or 8 years. I don't know. I don't know the term, but he's appointed, but he can't be fired. And it's interesting because the chairman of the Federal Reserve is appointed by whoever the sitting president is at the time, but the Federal Reserve is not part of the federal government. It's a private central bank. So how that works, I'm sure it was in the founding legislation in the 1930s. So anyway, point being, There is right now they're showing a 90% chance of a rate cut in September, and I have seen some predictions of also rate cuts in October and December. So if we get 3 rate cuts between now and the end of the year, expect a lot more money to flow into risk-on assets, including crypto. Um, so yeah, Arrow will reign supreme. I think Arrow will do very well. I'm hoping Arrow, which, as you guys know, if you've been listening to our channel for the last few episodes, we have talked about how the fact that Arrow is the DeFi or the decentralized exchange token for the Coinbase ecosystem. Like the last bull cycle in 21 and a little bit into 22, or I guess 2020 and 21, Uniswap and SushiSwap tokens, which were also decentralized exchanges, their tokens, Uniswap and SushiSwap, exploded, like had huge growth. So we're hoping that Arrow goes up. Yeah, Arrow to $10. That would be nice. That would do my bags well. Well, no, I don't have it pulled up. I would if I had my Coinbase up here. I'd look and see what Arrow said. Let's see. Rate cuts equal money printers go burr. Yep, that's true. So as we get, and that's the thing, ICE. The other central banks around the world have already cut rates. Bank of England, Bank of Canada, whatever their bank is called, I can't remember, but the European Central Bank, they've all cut rates. They've been cutting rates for 6 months. And just me and my personal tinfoil opinion, I think all of these guys talk to each other because they're all central banks. Like they don't give a flip what country is in charge. They don't care about political leaders. They're the money. So if you watch Game of Thrones, you know about their central bank and how that all played out. So that's my opinion on central banks. But yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit, as the title said, about Eric Trump and his pumping of. Yes, I'm still here. Like, what do you mean am I still here? Do you hear me talking? So yeah, this was Eric Trump. Here you go, August the 2nd. Buy the dips. Buy the dips. He said that in February the 25th. Buy the dips on Bitcoin and ETH. Eric Trump puts a smile on my face to see ETH shorts get smoked today. Stop betting against Bitcoin and ETH. You will be run over. So Eric Trump has apparently made the prediction that ETH will hit $8,000, which is great. That'll be, was that 60% over all-time highs? If all-time highs were almost 5,000, that's a $3,000 over Ethereum. So every Ethereum that you bought, if you bought at the last all-time high, would be worth an extra $3,000. Let's see. Here you go. It's almost like he knew something. And this is where people, like, I get it. Some people love Trump. Some people hate Trump. I don't care either way. This is not a political channel. But we will point out the fact that Eric Trump on the, what did I say, the 2nd? Yeah, August 2nd, buy the dips. And you go here and you look at it when he said to buy the dips and how it is now. It's like, he almost like he knew something. So just like we pointed out last episode on the Pelosi tracker that tracks all of the, yeah, right, Netflix. Are you still here? No one is ever still here, Netflix. But as we talked about last time, if you get with the Pelosi tracker, you can track all the stock purchases by your, whatever political people you follow. And when they pre-buy something and then it goes up 18, 20, 30% in the next couple of weeks, maybe they knew something. Why wouldn't we say the same thing in this situation? So anyway, let's see what else. There was something. Here we go. Right here. Alts. I don't know the name of this company. Let me see. Yeah. That's yesterday. I'm not talking about. So, $1.5 billion offering to establish a transformational WL-Fi treasury strategy. World Liberty Fi. There you go. Zach Witkoff, I'm not sure who that is, so I don't want to say, but obviously Eric Trump, who they're set to join the board of directors for this company that is setting up for World Liberty Financial. So World Liberty Financial. Let's see. Who is? I can't type. Is World Liberty Liberty Financial? Because that's what we all want to know. Who is this? World Liberty Financial is cryptocurrency venture linked to Donald Trump and his family. Linked how? Because Eric Trump is on the board? That must be it. New cryptocurrency and a platform where users. That's okay. So they're making their own DeFi platform. Ta-da! DeFi is decentralized finance, a place where you, the individual, can put your money in and lend it directly to people for an interest return, as opposed to lending your money to the bank for 0.5% return so that they can lend your money out to venture capitalists for 6% or 8%. So anyway, decentralized finance is going to, I think, open up a lot of capital to, I would say, especially lower, not lower income, but I don't know, countries around the world, people in countries around the world that are not, the big financial centers. Let's say you live in I'm going to say second world country somewhere in Africa where, your country is stable, but you have to go out and get U.S. dollars to buy anything or build anything. And in order to get those loans, you have to go through, the one bank in your country that has U.S. dollars. Well, now, if you have your cell phone and you can get onto a DeFi platform, you can have access to JC's money instead of I've got to go to the bank and talk to Citibank or whatever. You get my point. So I think DeFi is going to open up a lot of stuff. And yeah, I wanted to mention that because let me get back to Trump here. It's I know people are like, well, Eric Trump is his dad's the president, so he's insider trading. Let's maybe not. Let's not act like that hasn't been going on for the last 50 years. If you want to be upset about that, cool. If you don't want to be upset about that, cool. You're not gonna hurt my feelings either way. What did I say? Holding USDC in exchanges can earn you up to 5% APR, which is better than any bank or treasuries or bonds. So yeah, that's and those are centralized exchanges. If you put your USDC, a stable coin backed 1-to-1 or linked 1-to-1 to the US dollar, if you just hold it on Coinbase, they will give you 5% because what are they doing? They're lending it out for 10% and they're giving you 5%. Is that still better than them lending it out for 10% and giving you 0.5%? Absolutely. But when you move into the decentralized finance stuff, let me show you this right here. This is a liquidity pool that we are in. Let's see. What if I go here? V1 pools. Nope, actually I want to go here. So what you do is you provide, this is the exact same thing. You're providing your liquidity, your money, to these various pools. Let's go here just because it's easier. If you put in an equal amount of sauce and HBAR, which I'm in a sauce and HBAR pool, you're getting 14%. If you put in an equal amount of USDC and HBAR, they'll give you 23, 24%. And that stuff goes up and down based on how much is there. So this is an example of decentralized finance. One of the reasons we are so bullish on Saucer, or on Sauce, not Saucer. Saucer Swap is the site. Sauce is the liquidity token, or is the decentralized platform token. HBAR, obviously we've done a ton about HBAR, but we are so bullish on these decentralized finance plays. Like this token right here is Sauce. Its all-time high occurred when Bitcoin was in the $16,000 to $20,000 range, okay, in this last cycle. Its all-time high was 20 cents, 4 times higher than it is now. And that was at the base of the bear market. So we, the Alpha Origins individuals and friends of ours, but also the Alpha Origins team wallet or community wallet, thinks that this is a great play. But that's the difference. You're not getting 0.1%, you're getting 23%, even 2%. I mean, These are all your different. Here's a 35%, and this is going to be riskier. Why? Because it's a Da Vinci token. I don't even know what that is. So, your riskier plays get you higher, but you're putting your money on this decentralized exchange so that other people can borrow it, and you're earning interest. And just recently, as in last week, the SEC ruled that this type of staking is not a security. It's not like you are putting your money into a stock for the promise of a return. No, you loaning your money to another individual and charging interest is not the same thing as buying a stock or a bond. Common sense, right? But anytime the government sees you making money, they want to make sure they can get some of it. So anyway, that's an aside there, but something that we think is a big deal. Let me. Oh yeah, let's do a check on this. The Clarity Act. Here we go. Nope, that's not what I'm looking for. What's the status? Here we go. Status of the Clarity Act. So right now, the Clarity Act, which is what is going to provide legislative framework for all, well, probably not all, but a lot of the cryptocurrency space. Yeah. But with liquidity pools, are you going to trust $1 million to them? No, I'm not. I'm not trusting. I have less than 20% of my portfolio outside of my cold wallet. Like, if something happened, if Coinbase got hacked, or if Saucer Swap got hacked, or if anything happens, the most I could ever lose is 20% of my entire crypto holdings, because most of it is offline on my. I have a ledger, so. Yeah, Arrow USDC is about 30%. And Ice, if you want to put in the comments there where you're staking Arrow, I'm sure plenty of people would love to make 30% on there. And Ice, do you get your return in Arrow or USDC or both? If you'll throw that in our comments there. But yeah, so the Clarity Act here is it's already through the House. It's sitting in the Senate. And as you can see in the key provisions there, it moves the CFTC as opposed to the SEC. The SEC is not. They're the Securities and Exchange Commissions, although where I live, the first thing you think of is the Southeastern Conference, go Vols. So, around the bowl and down the hole, roll tide roll. Yeah, we hate you. I hate you. Anyway, moving back to crypto stuff. It's almost college football season. Can't help it. So the CFTC is in charge of, as you can read, commodities. Making crypto a commodity as opposed to a security is better for us on the tax side. I am still hopeful, although nothing has happened talking about it, that we can get U.S.-based crypto taxes taken out, capital gains taxes. I'm worried. I've seen some stuff going around that says that they're going to have no capital gains tax on crypto transactions of $600 or less. And so what does that mean they're going to do? They're going to pass this thing and say, "See, we passed a bill that says no capital gains tax on crypto transactions below $600." Like, okay, great. So what does it see? Mr. Ice says you get your emissions, or the token you earn is Arrow. Also, the pool is basic. Volatile, meaning it's full range. Okay, that means you will earn that token no matter. Yeah, that's good. I don't do the type 2, at least on Saucer Swap. They have the type 1 liquidity and the type 2 liquidity. I do the type 1. The type 2 is the narrow range where if it gets outside of a range, they will automatically liquidate part of your position to make the dollar value equal. They'll put it into the other one. So if H bar goes up in relation to USDC, they will sell some of that H bar to make your USDC value equal. But yeah, I like I like what you've got there, Ice. So as we see, right now we're in the Senate. You can see that right here. And then what we want is we want final clarity. Why, like, Does it matter to you and me? Does it matter to Joe Blow? Does it matter to the people who love crypto for its decentralized freedom? No, in fact, they hate any type of government regulation, and that's understandable. But it, for me, because I didn't get into Bitcoin in 2011, when you could get 50,000 Bitcoin for $4, I need the world's big money to come into crypto so that my value goes up. I understand the people that were in early, they're like, no, we formed this to be away from government regulation. Yeah, I understand that. Good for you. I'm glad you made your money. The rest of us did not. And did you really think that the big boys were not going to come in and take over everything? Because welcome to, go read a history book. Anyway, I hope this happens here before too long. I think the Senate is on a break right now, so it's not going to happen probably before the end of August or September. But that does shape up. ICE. So what happened is CPI data. That's what happened, ICE. CPI data came in down, which keeps the current odds of a Fed rate cut are above 90. I've seen as high as 93% for a September rate cut. And then I've also seen increase, high odds of an October and a December rate cut. So that's why things are moving today with Ethereum. And hopefully, as we know, Bitcoin pulls up ETH pulls up the alts, the large cap alts pull up the medium and small cap alts, and then we go crazy and everybody wins until you don't sell and everything goes back to zero. So, what else we got today before I leave you? I have to talk about Ripple. I think this is a great post here. I'm not going to read you the whole thing, but give it a check out at Lord Belgrave here. If I revealed what I knew too early, trust me, bro. Yeah, you knew it, sure, okay, maybe. But I do like the fact that Ripple's application to become a bank, and this is kind of cool. Just want to highlight some stuff here. It's not about crypto. It's about owning the rails of the next financial era. Yeah, they've got brokers, they've got custody, they've got banking, they've got capital markets. Like Ripple has bought all these companies. So yeah, I like it. They're applying for the legal right to merge traditional tokenized finance under one roof, bank grade custody, settlement. Yeah, cross border. I think it's going to be a big deal. I know Raoul Powell is somebody that I follow a lot. Was basically like, yeah, what did he call he called XRP the moron trade, which is fine. Not going to hurt my feelings. But we're going to turn that off. And let's see, Bitcoin dominance is nearing 60. And as we get to the top of the bull run, you can expect Bitcoin dominance to go below, perhaps well below 50%. I don't know, generally things that we like to look at for top signals are like, hey, maybe it's time for me to start selling some of my crypto to make some profits because it's going to start rolling over. The previous cycle has gone like this. Bitcoin and crypto goes up, it tops out, and then it drops. Like Bitcoin dropped 80, almost, not last cycle, but usually around 80%. Last cycle was around 70%. Maybe this cycle will be less. Maybe it won't drop at all. Who knows? But so Bitcoin rolls over and its price has dropped 70 to 80%. So what happens if you bought when it was over 100? Well, right now it's 100 and let's say it tops out at 150, and let's say it only drops 50%, and you bought a Bitcoin at 100,000. Well, if it falls 50%, it goes down to 75,000, and now your paper value has lost. You wait for it to roll back up, and you should be fine. But what I'm going to try and do is, as we near the top, we see Bitcoin dominance getting really low. We see extreme greed in the marketplace. We see some. I follow people that do like technical analysis and here's some volume levels and blah blah blah. And I don't do that. I just listen to them and go, okay, you've had a good track record of calling things in the past, and your numbers, I can understand them and then they make sense when you present them. All right, I'm going to start selling some stuff and selling some stuff. And I want, like, if this is the top, I want to sell here, 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 here. And then it goes down 50. I don't know. Maybe, what do you guys think about this? As let's say Bitcoin drops 50%. Is that when you start DCAing back in, like throwing a little money every day or every week into Bitcoin once it drops 50% from whatever its all-time high is? Is that when you start buying back in? In the past, when Bitcoin drops 70 to 80%, altcoins drop 90 to 99%. So I don't know. We will see as the market matures if that drop becomes less and less, and we'll see if maybe eventually we get to the point where it becomes more stable like a traditional market, especially as traditional assets move on to blockchain. I don't know. I think it's a good idea to plan for both, which is why I don't plan on selling all of my crypto, but I do plan on selling some of my crypto so that I can buy more later. And if it doesn't go down, or if it doesn't go down nearly as much as I thought, that's okay. I still took some profits. You never be ashamed or sad that you took profits. If you have money on the side, that would be a good point to DCA. Sorry, Mr. Gray. I have moved on since whatever you're responding to in that comment. There's about, from me talking right now till when you hear it, is about a 15-second delay, maybe 10 seconds. So I'm not sure. If you have money on the side, that would be a good point to DCA. What point are you referring to? If there's anything else that I needed to bring up. 50% dominance of Bitcoin. Yes, that's. I agree with that. If Bitcoin dominance slows down to 50%, that's not a bad time to roll your alt profits back into Bitcoin. That's not a bad strategy. As always, we don't ever tell anyone what you should do with your money. We just talk about what are possibly good ideas. Okay. Mr. Gray says it's more like a 30-second delay. Cool. Sorry that Reptar couldn't make it, guys. Had some technical difficulties this morning. And sorry that you just had to listen to me ramble in my Deadpool shirt. But we're going to call that a day. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday. Pay attention. Find some people in the crypto community that get you the information you need and that also have a track record of being right. If you're following these people that say, you know, Bitcoin is going to $10 million or XRP is going to $10,000 or Ethereum to $50,000, just go back and look at their history and see how many times they've been right or wrong, and either ignore them or follow them. But don't follow people who are constantly wrong and just hyping stuff up for clickbait. So anyway, tomorrow night, game night. I hope you guys pop in. We'll be talking some crypto gaming, what's going on in the gaming space. But have a wonderful Tuesday. Hope your bags pump. And if you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you hate us, if you love us, let us know in the comments. Come join us in the Discord. All the links are on our page, as always. And thanks, Ice. Thanks, Mr. Gray, for being here. And we will talk to you guys tomorrow morning. Hopefully with Reptar, because it's kind of boring with me just rambling. It's a lot more fun with Reptar and I playing back and forth, because he's a better host. I'm like the color guy. All right, that's all I got for you. Have a great Tuesday.